Hey guys, and welcome to Creative Princess 2012. And today we're gonna go over how we made our heads for the 5 nights at Monster High. So anyway, we started a new piece of newspaper, just like this, plain newspaper. And you wanna take one end of the newspaper and you wanna go real tight. And you're gonna fold it from one corner all the way to the other corner. And what I've been learning is that you don't want the paper to become loose. The tighter it is and the tighter these rods are, the more support and the stronger your headpiece is going to be. So, as I take my fingers, if you notice, if you keep them in the middle, the ends get loose. So you want to take your hands out as the paper gets wider and you keep pulling and making it tight on the edges as well. So you really want to pull it tight. And then come into the center as we get towards the middle. Again, pulling, keeping it tight. All right, so once you have that, you just want to grab a piece of masking tape or whatever tape you have. I ran out of masking tape, so I'm going to use my trusty Monster High tape here. So nobody's going to see it underneath once I put the paper mache on. And there you go. Nice tight rod to bang Heath over the head with. Heath, come here. I'm just playing. Okay, so you're gonna take these rods, and you're gonna make about 20 to 25 rods per character head. And there's Heath. Bop him on the head. Good, Heath. Maybe it's a magical wand you could turn into, I don't know, what do you want to turn into? A dog. Bark.
Woof.
Bark like a big dog. Nah, a little dog. Good boy.
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right, so anyway, having a little fun while we're doing our character heads. So you're gonna take these and there they are, 20 to 25, and then we put them together just like this. And first piece I wanted to start off with was this round ring, and all I did was take 2 of these together like this, taped them together, and then made a circular thing to go over their heads. So I took Heath's head and I circled it and I put it over his head, and you just go ahead and bend the paper, you know, because it bends, and put it over his head to see how big and if it could get over his head. You don't want it too tight. You've got to have enough room for it to go over their heads. So you do that, you then connect it. I would take one rod at a time all the way across, doing the same thing with the 2 rods connected again in the middle to build that head shape. Then I would do another rod and another rod, and as you can see, I connected it at the top, all with this masking tape. So what I've got here is your basic red round head, and this is what it looks like. And it can even fit over mommy's head, just like that, all right? And as you can see, it's going to flop around. So what we're gonna use in this, right here, a Viking helmet. Now this is gonna be put in later, but it's going to be shoved inside of the hat, and they're gonna be able to connect it underneath, and that's what's gonna hold the head still. Now we had kind of fun with these because of the characters, of course. This is gonna be Frankie, all right? We're not quite done with her, so I can't wait to show you guys that. And then this is Heath. This here is Heath, and as you can see, I went ahead and I put some extensions on the top to look like his flames that are coming out of his head. So when I go to paint this, when it's all done on the paper mache, you're gonna see that. It's gonna be awesome. And then here's another cool creature. And this is gonna be the Manny head. And as you can see, we've built the rim. We brought this out. His, what is it? His snout is gonna come forward. So that's Manny, the bull. And we've got his horns here. And when we cover those and paint it, it's gonna look like a bull. Okay, so I took a rod and I went ahead and I put a piece of tape in the middle, and I cut it because, well, Frankie's gotta have ears, so I'm gonna build her some ears. And so I'm gonna put this in right here on the side. So I want you guys to see how easy it was to go ahead and make those, you know, just roll. And then I'm gonna wrap it around like that, and that's what it looks like. And then I'm just going to tape it on. And I'll put that tape there. And then I'll take other tape and wrap around here just to help hold it and make it nice and strong. And then we go down, and this is what you've got. and then I shape the ear like so. And then I'm gonna tape this onto here. However, whatever way I can. Like I said, it takes a lot of tape. So there we go. We got Frankie's ear, and I'm gonna do this on both Invisibility and Frankie. Okay, so the next step, now that I have her ears on, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this. Now you could tape it on, but I'm gonna hot glue it because I keep using up all this tape and I'm just the hot glue master. So definitely have moms do this. I wouldn't have kids do this. I'm gonna hot glue this on so I can make a nice strong base. All right, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so guys, we are ready to move on to our next section. And what we're gonna be doing is taking paper, and you wanna cut it in strips of about 1 to 2 inches. And you go ahead and you just cut them into strips. And then once you got that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our paper mache. Paper mache, all it is water and flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some flour out. Since I have 4 heads, I'm gonna need a lot of flour. And you just keep making it as you run out. You want the consistency to be watery. Okay, so I went ahead and I added water to this mixture, and all it is flour and water. And you do wanna keep it real watery, all right? You just make it up. It's not like a certain kind of mixture or anything. Consistency is just that it's real watery. And when it gets all solid, you want to pour more water in it. Now this is the fun part. Okay, so you want to get it all gooey like this. Doesn't that look yummy, yum? All right, and
Doesn't look yummy at all.
Not at all? All right.
Does it taste good?
No, you don't eat this, bud. All right, now you're gonna want to cover this whole thing with this, and you're gonna want to do this about 2 or 3 times. So you need to let it dry in between each one. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover this, and when I cover it with the strips, we're gonna be putting them both horizontally and vertically in both directions. That's gonna give it a really strong base. You wanna make sure you do the strips thin so that you don't get too many wrinkles. You wanna keep those wrinkles out of there. Okay guys, so I clicked you on here. I've done the Manny head. I'm on to the Heath, and as you can see, I am making a total disaster mess here. It's like all over the floor, all over my cool killer, boots and my outfit, and yeah, so you wanna know that wherever you do this, you're gonna be making a mess. So yeah, it's all gooey and yucky, and I gotta say, I'm having a blast. So I'm gonna hit me some coffee. Yeah, it's gonna help me stay up. The little ones are already Frankie and Heath. They're asleep on the sofa. It's never boring over here. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and we'll do some more. So hey guys, back again, and we are on day 2 or 3. I've been doing this for so many hours, I don't know. 4 of these is kind of crazy insane. I want you guys to see this. This is what I'm using. It's my speaker stand, and I just put like a little bucket on it, and I've got tape underneath it to hold it still to go underneath the heads. Last night, the bucket that I put underneath here, it like shifted and it actually went through Heath's head. So I had a hole in Heath's head, and I doctored it up, and so you want to be careful with that. So I suggest taking the strips, and as you're putting them, put them on the bottom because that's heavier, and work around, because if you work on one side, it's gonna tilt it. Work it around and then work your way up so that the dampness is not on top to push it through, and that the stronger paper mache can hold it up just a little bit longer. So we're gonna start with Manny now. He's going on to his second coat, and here he is. You can see the bottom of it and how I wrapped it around, and it goes into the into the head. And there you go, there's the inside of the head, which we're gonna later stuff. I think he's starting to look really pretty cool. His shape's coming along. We're gonna go ahead and start applying the second coat of paper mache on him. And again, I've learned that this is, you wanna keep it nice and watery. I like it where it just slides down like that. It's ooey gooey, but it sticks really well. So anyway, you guys got the idea? All right, so all the way around the head. Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we went ahead and we finished all 3 coatings of our paper mache. Now the next thing you've got to do is you got to put your mouths in these things. Now this is where the eyes are going to be able to see out when they're wearing the heads. I'm going to start with Heath. Now the funny thing about Heath is that when this was wet and the paper mache was wet, somehow, some way when I turned it, it did kind of make it a little lopsided, so it's kind of more in on one side than the other, so it's not really perfect, but I have to say I kind of like that because these aren't supposed to look just like the characters. We want them to kind of look old and kind of creepy looking. It's kind of the look we're going for. I'm just hoping Heath can get his head into this thing. So anyway, we're gonna go along with it and find out what happens. I took this side as my front side. I went ahead and put my eyes just so I can kind of see where they're gonna go. And then I trace out his mouth. And what I'm gonna do is take out an X-Acto knife and I'm gonna cut through and I'm gonna cut this mouth. Then what I'm gonna do is, once I cut out his mouth, I'm gonna take the paper mache and I'm gonna go into the inside and outside so the mouth and the lips can be smooth, because we want a nice smooth look there, not rigid in it or anything. Let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna do that on all of these. After we do that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna spray paint them their skin color. So let's go for it. Okay, so now I've started on my Frankie doll head face, and it doesn't really matter where you put the eyes because we're gonna be spray painting this anyway and redoing it. Once again, it's just giving me an idea of where I want the mouth. Now, Frankie's got these big, beautiful lips, full. We wanna make sure we make that sweetheart, real pretty girly lip for Frankie. And that's what we're doing for her, which will, of course, give our actor a nice, good place to see out of, won't it? All right, so I think that's good. I just looked on both sides of her head to see which one is more distorted. I think this one is, so I'm gonna put the hair back there. So when we get the hair on, wait till you see what we're gonna do with that. It's gonna be awesome. So the last one on Heath's, I hit one of the bars, and that's okay if you go ahead and do that. I cut it out, not a big deal. And then I took my duct tape and taped along the inside to keep it nice and strong in there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and paper mache over it. So I think we're gonna be good. All right, so we just took out the lips. We just pulled out the lips, here they are. Mwah! Perfect, beautiful lips. Hit a little bit of the bar here. The bar right in there, I'm just gonna mash it down, and I think we're gonna be good. So what I'm gonna do here on Frankie is I'm going to actually take a piece of paper and I'm going to roll it up so she can have like a full lip, because I cut out her lips like this. I'm gonna take it here, and what I wanna do is I'm gonna put it around the lips like that, so she actually has like 3-dimensional lips coming out at you. And then when I get done putting this here, I'm gonna put paper mache over it. I'm gonna go long ways to make the bottom lip so it's nice and long. All right, I gave her some lips, and now I'm gonna paper mache over that. Just see what it looks like, huh? Let's do it. And I think these lips are a little thin. I could have opened it up a bit bigger, but I think what I'm gonna do is with makeup, even like as a makeup secret for lips, when you have thin lips, you can just take the liner and make them a little bit bigger with your lip liner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing when I draw the lips on here, and I do it with the paint. I'm gonna make them look bigger. I've let the paper mache dry. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat of spray paint on them. That's gonna be my foundation of what to start with before I start doing the rest of their features, which I'm going to be doing with paintbrushes and tempera paint or acrylic paint, whatever I've got in the house. So, all right, now we're going for the brown on Manny. And I got it turned this way, we'll let it dry, and then we'll go back and put another set on the other side. So, loving the way the brown's looking, it's awesome. So I went ahead and I did invisibility blue on one part, and like his ears and his neckline, but I left the back open. I'm gonna let it dry like this, and then I'm gonna add black because his hair is gonna be black. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so now I've got Heath here ready to start, and I've got the front of his face. The hair is gonna be a little bit red. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do mostly yellow for skin tone, and then I'm going to put some brown into the top of his hair, and then I'm gonna add some streaks of like red and orangey type colors to it with my tempera paints or my acrylics, just to give it depth. It's gonna look really cool. So now I'm going to be cutting out Heath's eyes. I made a form of it, put it on there to see what it looked like first, to make sure that was the shape that I wanted. And then I'm going to do that on both sides so his eyes match on both sides. And then from there I'm going to put eyeliner around the edges and then the pupil. All right, so we finished with our heads. As you can see, we've got Heath. He's got his paint on. He's got his red hair. We did the felt eyes, and I went and did some detailing on his eyes. Put his lips on. I think Frankie's is really neat. Frankie is really cool because she's got this wild hair. So this is all made out of a mop, and I added the black streaks with a little bit of silver to give her a little, you know, something, something. So there we go, we've got Frankie's head. Next is our Manny head. I think this is gonna be really neat. It doesn't leave a lot of room for the person to look through, but that's okay. I think he's kind of creepy looking. I like his horns. We did the fuzz. We painted the white fuzz on top, the fur, because he's yellow and it's more of a mustard colored on Manny. So there we go. And then invisibility here. He's got everything except for his hat. So we're getting ready to put his hat on last. All right guys, so I'm ready to go ahead and start folding these up and stuffing them in here. And what I just realized is if I just stuff them in here, they're gonna fall out. So we don't want that to happen. So that's when you're gonna need your trusty glue gun to go ahead and glue it and stick it in there. Yeah, something like that. Just shove it up in there. Here it is, filled up with the paper. All right, can you see that in there? And I didn't fill it around the edges because Heath is a little awkward in his shape, and I've got to get this headpiece in. It's going to be a little hard, and I might have to put it in sideways, and I want to be able to have enough room in there that I can kind of get it in there. So I went ahead and I got just, you know, a mattress foam, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to stick it on top of this Viking helmet. Then I'm gonna use this twine. So anyway, now that's what it looks like, a crazy hot mess. So I'd say don't try this at home, but yeah, try it at home. I gotta shove it in here. This is where I don't hurt poor Heath. Come on, Heath. It's in, yay! Yeah, guys, it worked, yay! This is pretty cool. All right. So I got the head Viking helmet in there, shoved it in. All right, so you shove it in, use some muscles, and now there's some room on the sides here. So I'm gonna go ahead and use all that foam that I cut off, okay? And shove it in the sides so it's nice and tight, and use the hot glue gun wherever I have to. Hot glue doesn't really work on foam because it's hot and will burn your hands. So I'll probably use some more paper and then, or foam and then paper on top, I don't know. But I'm gonna make it work, and it's foam, paper around the edges, and all right, so I'm working on invisibility, and I got the hat in there, and as you can see, it's got a lot of room, but it was real easy to push it through, and I didn't have any problem with that. So I think what I've learned for myself is that, guys, go ahead and get it in there first, and then try to stuff it around there afterwards. It's a little bit easier. All right, so invisibility's done. And of course I couldn't find a hat as big enough as this head, so I went and I just got some fabric and kind of just cut it and went to town and stuffed it with some stuffing on the inside. Could kind of give it that baggy look, because we know how Invisibility's hat sits on his real head, and just kind of gave it an invisibility type hat look. That's just kind of, so there you go, Invisibility, he's done. He's got his helmet in, and he's ready for an actor. So let's talk about Frankie. Real quick. Now that I got some more glue sticks, I could probably add some more hair down here on the bottom to make it a little bit longer and more full. I did it with different lengths going up on the top because the strings for the mop were just so long. So I went ahead and I did that. I covered her face. As you can see, I gave her the one green eye and one blue eye. So that's a Frankie trademark right there. So we're real excited about that. All right, let's stuff her. So this is it, guys. This is our final look here. We are ready for tomorrow's shoot. Now it's just up to the actors to have some fun, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. This is 5 nights at Monster High. Don't get scared, or do get scared, because that's the fun part of it. So you guys have fun. See you next time on Creative Princess 2012.